Hello and welcome to Viewpoints. I'm Stan Sapinski and I have with us today Elizabeth Assink and Tom Dunmire from the Transportation Security Administration. We're going to talk about some innovative educational programs that they have developed for the TSA. Elizabeth, can you tell us a little bit about this educational initiative that you have undertaken for the Transportation Security Administration?
Sure. As you know, TSA started in 2002 after 9/11, and as we have matured as an agency, we've started to do more outreach with the education community. We've had some of our executive leaders as part of our succession programs go to some of the Naval Postgraduate School programs, as well as we have in our field-based organizations, we have over 400 facilities around the country, and mostly in our airports. They have done individual outreach and those types of programs. But at a national level, in the last year, we've started to do some more innovative programs as part of our Office of Human Capital, where we formed a branch dedicated to educational programs and partnerships. We have worked with executive leadership committees to look at what are some agency institutional partnerships we could have. We looked at some tribal colleges with Salish Kootenai College in Montana, University of Puerto Rico at Rio Pedras, as well as Mayaguez. We have also formed a relationship with Gallaudet University and Tougaloo College in Mississippi to really look at some ways we could recruit some of their best and brightest students. But as part of those relationships, we have also sent out some of our folks to keynote and some of our experts to help contribute to some of the programs they have been developing. In turn, we've also started to develop some intern programs and a career resident program where we've looked for some entry-level professionals to start in Homeland Security, which as a fairly new profession in these new times has really been a really exciting opportunity at our headquarters level. And then we've also started our associate program pilot where we're partnering with institutions around the country, in particular community colleges, to have courses at airports.
Okay. Can you tell me something about the content that you're doing? I mean, is this an effort to raise the level of education for TSA employees, or is it really focused specifically on the types of things that TSA does?
Specifically, it's not as much specifically about what TSA does, but really to raise the level of education. It's really part of a career development program that we have, and where what we'd like to do is see that folks can have a career trend that grows and to have that progression move ahead, which is why you see both entry level up to executive programs that we're doing. But obviously the majority of our employees, we have about 60,000 employees, of which the majority are the transportation security officers you see in the field. So that's where the associate program is important for their career progression. However, what you'll find is a lot of what they're learning in the classroom, they're actually taking to the job. I actually was told recently that somebody comes from a class and comes and briefs their shift on what they learned in class. And so really taking that application back for them.
Wonderful. Well, as you know, we've got a partnership program that we've done with the schools around the country, and so I'm really interested in learning more about this association that you now have with several of the community colleges. Can you tell us about that, Tom?
Sure. As Elizabeth said, we have probably around 50,000 TSOs around the country, and we've done some research, and we find that less than 10% of them have an associate's degree or higher. And only 20% of them have any college education at all. So we developed this program so that they can, once again, as Elizabeth said, do a career progression. And what we've done is we've partnered with 8 community colleges right now around the country in the pilot program and 8 airports. We have 3 classes in the program. We have an introduction to Homeland Security, an interpersonal communication class, and an intelligence analysis class. We try to keep the students in cohort group settings so that because they have not been in college for some time or have never gone to college, they have the opportunity to become comfortable with their education. And also it makes it very convenient for them because they go to class on or near the airport facility, and usually right before their shift or right after their shift.
So they're doing this, the education is actually occurring right there at the airport sometimes?
Most of the time it's right at the airport. We unfortunately don't have the training facilities at every airport, So we work with the community college to to get a facility at the community college at that point in time.
And we've actually also made that an adjacent, often with shifts that they have available. And so I think that that has been very helpful for people working time management, particularly with the economy as it is, may not have as much time for babysitting and that type of thing. So that helps support the student as they transition. And also in the group setting that they're in, it also helps them re-enter the educational piece, which many of them have at least started some classes, so it helps them move forward.
Now, as far as the expertise on the faculty's part, I mean, are you providing them with the curriculum, or are they developing this on their own?
We've provided the curriculum per se to each community college. The community college is responsible for coming up with a faculty member to teach it. We're trying to remain consistent throughout the country. I don't want student X in San Diego taking a class and student Y in Newark, New Jersey taking a class and getting totally different subject matter.
Sure. Well, when did this program start? How long have you been doing this now?
We started 2 semesters. We just started our 3rd semester. Our first pilot programs were at Reagan National, which is DCA, and at Baltimore Washington International, BWI. They are now in their 3rd semester. And then San Antonio started a semester ago, and then we just started 5 more colleges this semester.
And one of the things I'll add to that, and kind of the selection piece, because that always interests people, is obviously we have to look at selection of airports and selections of community colleges. We have found all of our airports would like to join, as well as we've always had a red carpet opening from all the community colleges up to a vice president, presidential, at a minimum a dean's level, have welcomed us to look at partnering with us. And we've looked at a variety of things for selection, but it's been really welcoming to see how much interest there is in Homeland Security education overall, both for the workforce and from the education community.
Right. Now, have you had any feedback yet? Do you anticipate that the students that are starting the program are in fact going to continue on to get their associate's degree or their bachelor's degree?
So far, the students have starting their 3rd class this semester at DCA and BWI. I went in and talked to them when we started this semester, and they're all still very excited, which is very encouraging as well. So we're hoping to be able to pilot some tuition assistance in the near future, and it's always based on what we can get off the hill, but it looks very promising.
Right, and actually that leads me to really probably my last question, and that is, so the tuition assistance part, right now they have to pay for this out of pocket, but maybe in the future there will be some help to support this?
The first 3 classes that I mentioned, since we're having them done at the airport and close to their shifts and stuff like that, the Office of Human Capital has been paying for the tuition and the fees and the textbooks. When we release them into the mainstream college population is when the tuition assistance will come into play.
I see.
And if I could also mention that Anne Arundel Community College has been our inaugural partner, and one of the things they've been doing on the outreach has also been going to the classrooms to talk about, how you can make that transition back to their community. So I think that has been helpful. And then also to have their financial aid people come and discuss and talk with folks. And so we expect that our other programs will follow in that footprint as we help manage this program going forward. And I think also as we go national, long distance learning and whatever component we decide on will really be the future for a lot of our smaller airports, which is really the majority of what we have in the country.
Right. Well, this sounds like an absolutely terrific kind of a grassroots effort at getting the employees that are doing a very important job and helping them increase their level of education, hopefully get promoted within the organization. So thank you very much, and I certainly wish you the best of luck in the program.
Thank you very much.